Network for the Development of Children of African Descent, NdCAD, celebrating a legacy of literacy in the African community, presents the McDonald Family Reference Library, a precious collection of African literature donated by community elders who are committed to building and passing on a legacy of literacy for generations to come.
I'm 14 years old. I'm in 8th grade. I go to Murray Middle School, and I am a student of MOTEP Science Academy.
Hotep. My name is Caitlin Young. I am 11 years old. I am in 6th grade. I go to Jingjing Academy, and I am also a student at Imhotep Science Academy.
We're gonna just do 5 questions today about your book collection that you have donated. You are an elder in our community. What is your primary work in our community, and what have you done to uplift our community?
I guess my primary work in your community is as a mentor, and being able to share my knowledge, my wisdom, my years of experience with others, and to help people look at art in a way where they can either see themselves or understand an appreciation for the beauty of art.
Well, my father Kwame and my mother Mary were very instrumental in fighting for equal rights in education, having community meetings with African American parents and students. And my dad had a profound effect on organizing African American people to strive to be better, and also with a focus on African American youth.
A lot of people do what I try to do. And I've been involved largely in the field of education and culture. And the vehicle I try to use, the way I try to do that is whatever I do is through history.
So why did you donate your books to NdCAD, and what have you seen in the work that NdCAD does in our community?
I was very impressed with the libraries that you have here. I was really excited, and I was excited to know about the programs that you have in relationship to how you use the books. So that was really great for me, and especially the children's books, that children are able to come here and get books and take home for their own.
Well, my father saw that NdCAD focused on African history, African culture, and instilling positive African influences on African children in Minnesota. And he did a lot of work with a lot of people that work with NdCAD. So he didn't know what he wanted to do with his books because he had so many. And then when he found out that he was ill and that he was going to be gone from us in a few months, he decided that this would be the place to donate the books.
I donate my books because I believe in Metcalf and the work that it's doing. You know, it's dealing with African children throughout the world. We happen to be in the United States of America, and I thought it would be a good idea to make a contribution to the school, so you would have, a library that's you could find very useful in looking at Africa.
What types of books are in the collection that you don't have donated?
Well, I have fiction, I have nonfiction, I have art books, I have anthologies, I have essays, I have poetry.
Books there about geography, what Africa looks like, books about ancient history going back to Timbuktu. There are books about African societies, various, and there are many African societies, African communities, books about African families, about African culture. So it's a broad spectrum of books.
Books on African American history, but not just Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, but African American history in Minnesota, sports, music, African dance, a whole variety of topics related to African American people and African people.
So, what book or literature had the most impact on your development as an African or Black person?
Well, I'm pretty much a generalist. I'm interested in history, you know, of what things were before you and I got here and how it adds up to some meaning for us right now.
I think the book that helped define who he was the autobiography of Malcolm X. He really liked Malcolm X and his transformation as a leader in the Nation of Islam, and then later on as a leader for all people. And he really admired the work that he did for all people, and particularly African people and African American people.
Probably the books about African American history, which I did not start until I was in my 30s, and I started taking classes because I didn't know that much about African American history.
Okay, our last question is, what are your hopes for our children in the community?
I hope that you grow up to be big, strong, caring, respectful, energetic, committed young people who are committed to themselves, to the betterment of all people, and to the betterment of the community.
That they get more into self, that they have a positive outlook on life, and they want people to help others. Give to others, treat people how you want to be treated. But the most important message that my parents had that they wanted to spread was to love yourself.
And my hope is that we will keep growing as we have, keep understanding for guys like you, keep studying, love books, no matter what the computer says or all this stuff about it. You got to respect books, or, appreciate them.
Well, we enjoyed you coming here today, and thank you again for answering our questions. The Network for the Development of Children of African Descent Family Education Center, serving our community since 1997. Our mission: we exist to strengthen the cultural connections within the communities of African descent that promote, sustain, and enhance the healthy development of our children. Our vision: we envision a place where the African spirit is nurtured and renewed, a place where we learn from our children and elders, a place where we affirm our global family, a place where we can take care of family business. Our goal: to have a positive impact on the cultural, spiritual, and academic success of children and families through literacy and cultural identity. To donate African literature or make a financial contribution to support our mission, contact us at 651-209-3355 or visit us online at NdCAD.org.